Welcome to Policy and Profit, the podcast for ambitious insurance agents and agency owners who want to build predictable, profitable businesses without chasing bad leads or begging for referrals. Did you know the average insurance agent makes $52,000 a year and over 90% give up in their first year? The top 1% doing anything with their license are making 5 to 10 times as much selling the exact same policies, earning anywhere between $150,000 and $500,000 in take home each year. And it's not luck, it's leverage. The secret is that they are following a system produce fresh hot leads, book appointments, and close policies like clockwork. I've put together a no-cost blueprint just for that system that shows you how to add $5 to $15,000 in monthly additional recurring income in under 90 days that you can access for free. Just go to writemorepolicies.com/blueprint or click the link in the description. Today's guest is Susan Brugger. Susan owns and operates 3 insurance offices with her wife, Nicole, and her staff in Wisconsin. And referrals have been her agency's powerhouse and her greatest asset. So, Susan, welcome to the show. Tell me something you believe is the key to succeeding in insurance sales that most agents completely overlook.
Okay, thanks, Mason, for having me. Um, One of the key things that we've learned over the years of building our agencies is taking care of the customers that you do get, as they might be very few and in between when you first start. Take care of them, get to know them. They're going to be more than happy to refer you and your services to other folks. And then take care of them, and it's going to multiply and multiply. And before you know it, you're not going to be out there prospecting for new leads. You're going to have a list of leads to work that are warm referral leads that want to do business with you, and they're willing to wait to have an appointment with you. And so if that's 2 days they have to wait for an appointment, or 2 weeks, they're willing to, because you were referred from somebody they really trust and believe in.
Yeah, that trust factor is huge, and that's so funny, Susan. It's I don't know if you've ever heard this in the industry. Let me know if I'm on to something here. Buy more leads. Have you ever heard that?
All the time.
What's so funny about that is what about your existing leads? What about instead of chasing new customers, how about you go to the ones you already got, who already
Yep.
trusted you enough to give you money once? I bet you they're more than willing to do it twice, 3 times. I've had some customers purchase 18 things from me, and that's not an exaggeration. That's literally 18 things. So, what are your thoughts on that? Why do people not go after people who already have some degree of trust towards them and affinity towards you and what you believe in? Why keep chasing new leads?
Well, that's kind of a thing that we talk about in our office. I still get phone calls, I still get emails from lead generation places. You want to purchase leads from us? We will sell you a list of names and addresses. And usually my assistant does patch them through to me, because they kind of laugh and say, we have enough to handle. We don't need to try to buy any, right? And I tell them that until I'm done, that I have absolutely nothing on my list to go after, then I'll buy leads from you. But I haven't bought leads in over 6 years, and I have no intention of doing that, because we do annual reviews with our customers. Our customers refer us. We have our own internal referral system that we give to our customers. So if you refer someone to us, they don't have to buy. But if you refer them to us and we get to quote their insurance, it doesn't matter if it's their life insurance, if it's a rollover 401k, if it's their home or auto insurance, it does not matter. Our person referring is going to get a $20 gift card, okay, to some of our customers that we do business with too. So promoting business within our existing client base. And you'd be amazed at how well that works. They like the little incentive, but more than anything, it's like, hey, I'm doing business with these ladies and I absolutely love them. You should want to do business with these ladies. I want all my family to do business with these ladies. It's kind of an effect that when you're a new agent, you don't think is possible, and that really isn't going to be there. Because I remember when I first started, but it truly is, and it does multiply. Well, over the years, as we've grown our agencies and offices, we've been given other books of business that other agents also have worked in the past and said, there is no more sales out there. Okay. And that was one of my biggest things to prove when I took over one of these offices was, I will do twice the amount of business than you did in your best year that you had 6 years to do it in my first year. That was my goal. And it simply was working the book of business that was here and asking for referrals and taking care of them and doing the customer service that needed to be done. That was the whole focus of my office. And we proved it that year. And I won both company trips. We doubled the amount of production the agent did in their best year for 6 years in this office. And so that's just what we do. And now we're doing it in a third office. Could we buy leads? Absolutely, we could. Why? They're not worth it. We're wasting a lot of money. It's a name and a number and an address. Okay, that's fine. But that's not how we've decided to build our agency. And then we've done some additional marketing, but I'll be honest with you, referrals is the number one thing. And we always ask, how did you hear about our office? How did you hear about us? And when they start rattling, it was somebody referred me to you, or so-and-so you're with, they absolutely love you. That's like the golden thing. What is that lead worth? That's not a $25 lead. That's not a $100 lead. That's like $1,000 lead, because you worked your butt off with that customer and they trusted you enough to give your information to now their brother, their buddy, whatever it was, and convince them enough without you even being there and not knowing anything about you to want to call you and do business with you. That's a huge point that I think a lot of people are missing.
I absolutely agree. When I was growing my first agency, I remember an agent coming to me. They're like, Mason, I'm not getting any referrals. I'm like, well, what are you doing? Like, give me a transcript. He's like, well, I'm doing everything you told me to do. And never once did I hear, hey, can I get a refer? Like, just asking for it. I was like, listen, Mr. Agent, here's what I want you to do. Say, do you have any do you have anybody else I can just ask for it? And he's like, I'm getting an extra 2 sales a week now. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, what a concept. What a concept, Susan. Just ask for it. So that's fantastic. And Susan, I know you're really passionate about this whole idea of the law of numbers. Talk to us about that.
So besides the fact of the agency that I have with my wife and the offices we have and the staff we have, because I'm a leader in our district, I also help with new agents that come on. They kind of job shadow underneath me. They'll come to appointments, come to the office, and we kind of work through that. And the number one thing that I always tell them is the law of numbers. You're here and you're going to work. And it's a law of numbers of how many people you got to get in contact with to then get in front of, and enough appointments you have to run in order to have enough sales to meet whatever your income objective is at the end. So if you need to have $500 a week, or if you need to have $1,000 a week, we need to work the math backwards. And this is how many phone calls or contacts you need to be. And if you get really good at the referral part, you won't have to do as many phone calls. And then once you get really good at the sales process, your sales closing ratio is going to go higher. And so you won't have to do as much unless you want to move that end gate number to $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 a month. And so I'm very passionate about the numbers, because that's how I had started way back in the day. When I started, it was a lot of numbers. You have to contact enough in order to get yourself in front of, until you are polished enough that you can do half the amount as the guy before and sell even more. And so I drive that into agents' heads. I drove that into my wife's head when she became an agent. I drive it into the heads of those now. And you don't have to be an expert and be able to spit out all this product knowledge jargon to them. They just really want to know that you're going to be there to service them, take care of them, answer questions. But again, you got to get in front of people. You got to build a trust. You got to get referrals if you want to survive in this industry.
Yeah, I say for anyone watching, just go have 10 sales conversations a week, and then it's pretty hard to fail with that.
I would even say that's maybe a low number.
It just makes no sense to me. And just that degree of specificity, if you can just get 10 insurance sales appointments or opportunities a week, that's 40 a month. If you're the worst agent in the world, you can probably close 30% of them. That's probably a 10K month in commissions, roughly, based on average case size in life insurance. You'll have to do more on other lines, of course, but it's just it's so simple. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. And talk to us about this whole customer service leading to sales. What do you mean by that?
So our thought and philosophy is, a customer truly is not a customer in an office until they have 3 to 5 different pieces of business with us. So one policy is not necessarily a customer to us. Yes, they are a customer. I get that, right? They've bought from us once, but it's also retention. And so retention and service. You will retain your customers for years and years and years to come if you service them correctly. I don't care if the guy down the street can beat your price by $15 a month. they're not going to leave you because of the service that your staff and you provide to them above and beyond, or the way that you have treated them. They'll remember that, right? Vice versa. If you don't service them and you don't take care of them, or you're a jerk to them, they will leave over $15. So that is a big thing, especially in the insurance world, where premiums continue to rise, or they're looking at their overall budget saying, okay, how much money do I have to budget towards life insurance or my P&C insurance, or to invest in something else? So we look at that, and statistics shows, and we can show it in ours. When I took over some of these books, and it's separated between my original book I built versus what I've taken on and then some. When this one office I took, the retention rate was at about 73%, which is very, very low for our company standards, but also industry standard. And my goal was to increase that. And by the end of that first year, just by doing reviews and servicing these folks more than they have ever been serviced before, we brought that retention rate up to almost a 91% in 1 year. And it truly was just servicing them, going through, doing reviews. But I can't tell you how much additional business I received from that. Like, I did an additional $40-some thousand of what we call our premium credit, just by doing reviews and sitting down and doing a review on their life insurance. Then it was, oh yeah, by the way, I bought this. Or what about my kids? I don't have them insured. The questions that it opens up just by doing customer service of what you should be doing as an agent will take care of you for years to come.
I remember my second year, I had sold 397 policies my first year on the dot. Now, I remember that number vividly because I was so pissed. I was like, Mason, you big dummy, why didn't you get 400? And it was, so that was funny. And I remember the second year, over half of them bought a new policy on top of what they already had. And that was a six-figure income just from those 200 additional policies. And it was like, wow, what a concept. Sell the people who believed in you enough the first time a second one. And I'm a huge, how can I extract the most LTV as possible from existing customers? So why do you think, in your own opinion, why is stuff like this not just widely accepted? Like, why is it considered taboo to kind of service your existing customers, your existing clientele, when that's you've already paid the most expensive cost of any business to get them, the cost to acquire a new customer? Why do you want to keep pulling out your wallet and paying for new customers when you can just say, screw that, let me just keep selling to people who've already bought from me? Why do you think that's so like taboo and unheard of in this industry? Why is it not main practice?
I think over time, insurance folks, salesmen, whatever you want to call them, have lumped themselves with maybe car salesmen or the salespeople that, you don't want to deal with them unless you absolutely have to. I always say the theory of, if I'm walking through the grocery store, I'm not going to duck into a different aisle if I see one of my customers coming. No, I'm going to be able to say, hi, how is it going? What have you been up to? What are the kids been up to? That's what it should be, right? In going back to your customers, because we hear it from time to time again, well, if you get too much in front of them, they're going to just want to cancel. You're bothering them. We actually hear it the other way. Thank you for finally coming back out and reviewing with us. Thank you for always keeping in touch with us. We've never had an agent do that before. That's important to us. That's why we stay with you. Others don't have a chance. And heck, I heard that this weekend. Nobody has a chance in hell taking your accounts from us, because we've been with you for years and you service us. That's a big deal. When we have a question, you return the phone call, you answer it, and you're point blank about it. Do we need this? Do we not need this? I don't want them wasting money if they don't have to. But on the other hand, and things like life insurance, yeah, every one of you better have something on you, and maybe multiple policies depending upon what your situation is. If it's a business, or if it's just to make sure that we're replacing income if somebody passes away. It's uncommon for the new agents to understand that multiple policies is not a bad thing. And I don't know why they get that in their head, because again, if that person trusted you once, why wouldn't you want to walk back through a warm door the second year or the third year? Or when they're having life event changes, a job change, had another kid, got divorced, got married, whatever the heck it might be. I don't care. You can use all those examples as a way to get back in the door. Why wouldn't you want to go back into that warm door and smile, because they already trust you, they always like you? You don't, yes, every time you have to do a little work in the warm up, but you're not spending anywhere between $100 to $1,000 getting that lead and all the upfront work just to be able to get that first sale. Now you're spending $50. You're not even, sometimes I'm even spending that, and the rest of it is pure profit and revenue. And that's a big thing we talk about in our office too, is because every single new customer, truly new customer, first policy customer, does take a lot of time and effort to get them to that. Now for the next 10, 15, 20 years, let's keep them and keep getting the referrals and keep getting the renewals on them and keep building that business with them.
Yeah, which is why I got into business, which is profit. Bottom line, I don't care
Mhm.
what you wrote in the leaderboard, man. Most of it's not getting issued. So if we're just being real, I know we can all force comparisons. I want to sell as many Oh, you got divorced. Perfect. Well, you need a new policy. Oh, you got married. Perfect. You need a new policy. Oh, you hurt your toe. Perfect. You need a new policy. Come on, Susan. So that's hilarious you bring that up. What a concept. I know. So this has been really valuable for the agents and agency owners listening who want to learn more about what you do. Tell us who's a good fit to work with you and how they can maybe get in touch.
Go ahead. I'm out on social media if you'd like to. I do work with Rural Mutual Insurance in Wisconsin. We are Wisconsin only. But I'm more than happy to help anybody that needs it. I was a new agent there. Like I said, I help new agents start. And I just want to see people succeed, because truly, if you really want to succeed in this industry and you are really, truly willing to work, you can. You just gotta not buy your leads. Don't waste your money that way. And get where you need to be, make those relationships, get those trusts, and then work the book that you built.
Perfect. And can they just shoot you a message on Facebook?
Yep, they can.
Perfect. So I'll have that down below in the description. So we're going to wrap up here. Thank you so much, Susan, for sharing your insights on servicing customers, getting referrals, and how you built your agency. For those of you interested in learning more about Susan or how she could help you, just go to the link down below in the description for her Facebook. Shoot her a message. Tell her her good old friend Mason sent you. So, and if you'd like to be a guest on Policy and Profit, we're always looking for successful agents and agency owners who are doing at least 10K a month in commissions and have unique strategies to share. You can apply at the link down below in the description or pinned in the comments. And one more time, if you want to stop chasing leads and start booking qualified appointments, 5 to 10 a day guaranteed, with people who actually want to buy insurance, grab our free booked and banked blueprint at writemorepolicies.com/blueprint. Until next time, keep building that commission machine, my friend.
Thank you, Mason.
Susan, you crushed it.